Hello girls and boys. Today's random Japanese lesson is a Japanese word which originally is English word but means different from the original word, original English word, which is tension. I guess some of you guys already know this because I think this is typical Japanese word that originally is English that means really different from the original English meaning. So tension, is tension. This is the original word in English, tension, but this is Japanese English word. But so in a way this already is a Japanese word because tension and tension mean different. So what this tension, not tension English word, uses, how it's used is like this. Tension, you don't have to say it all the time, but tension ga takai, this is how you read it, takai or slash hikui. Tension takai or tension ga takai or tension hikui or tension ga takai. So takai, hikui, takai means high, tall, hikui means low. So I guess you can guess what tension means in Japanese by now, but it's used like hyper. So what tension in Japanese would be what hyper in English. So how you use tension in Japanese in an example sentence is like this. あの人いつもテンション高い。あの人 I forgot to put the yomigana, but I think you can read 人。あの人いつもテンション高い。あの人 that person, that man いつも always テンション高い。Tension in Japanese, I don't know why tension means what hyper means in English. I don't know why tension in Japanese means what hyper in English means. But tension in English means it's a noun and it means the state of being stretched tight. Example sentence is the parachute keeps the cable under tension as it drops. So just forget about the tension meaning in English, but tension in Japanese means really completely different. Another sentence is テンション上がってきた。テンション上がってきた or 下がってきた。So when you say テンション上がってきた, that means tension is rising up or what do you call down, going down. So I'm getting hyper or I'm getting excited. Yeah, excite, hyper would be what tension in Japanese mean. Or if somebody is really down, like, oh my god, I have nothing to do, and you talk to him like, say, tension 上げよう, like, let's get excited. Or I don't think you really do such a thing, like, let's get excited, let's get hyper, or like, let's get crazy. Tension 上げよう. But what this literally means is just let's be hyper. And when your tension really goes down, that is tension 落ちる. This 落ちる literally means drop or fall. So your tension drops down. Yeah, that's how tension in Japanese means. Well, I guess some of you guys would say, well, that Japanese is really crazy, tension does not mean like hyper in English. I don't say that, we use tension differently from what's in tension in English. Tension 高い. Tension 高い, as I explained, tension 高い is a characteristic of a person. He is tension 高い. So as a noun, we have other words, which is this. As a noun, high tension or low tension. By now, you can guess, I believe, that high tension is high, high, low is low. So we have high tension. We say like that. High tension だね. Like high tension だね. Like you are high tension. You know, I know that you don't really say high tension, like you are high tension, but I think if you say that in English, it would be you are hyper. What's the opposite meaning of hyper? I don't know. That you're silent? I don't know. Alright, so I hope you get this Japanese word. Yeah, I would say this is a Japanese word, even though this originally comes from English word, which is this word, tension, but tension means completely different from Japanese tension, so to speak. This is Japanese tension, but you know, tension. Right, so I think this is, if you know how to use this word, I think this would be useful to use, because you know, there are times that I would say your tension is really high, even in English, even when I'm talking in English. But you know, I know that they don't have tension as what it's like in Japanese, so I would say like you're hyper. But I sometimes have this moment when I have to think about what tension in Japanese mean, and that tension would be hyper in English. So how do you say like high tension, and as opposite of that word, low tension in English? You know, hyper. And you know, that high means something beyond, but you don't say low power or something. No. How do you say that? High power and what power? I know it's not something power, but high tension, low tension. You are such a high tension person. You are such a low tension person. You are such a hyper person. You are such a blah 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 person. I think this would be confusing for some of you guys. Tension itself in Japanese is a noun, but high tension and low tension are adjectives. And this tension, that word tension in Japanese, is used only for characteristic of people. Character of people, personality of people. You don't say tension as in like the tension of this room is really high. The tension between, say, the tension between America and China is high. We don't use like that in Japanese. Tension in Japanese is only used to describe someone's character. As I said, hyper or the opposite. Tension is not kincho in Japanese. Kincho is just kincho. We don't use katakana word for that. We use kincho, which is really Japanese word. And why tension, even though it means really different from the original word tension English, it's written in with katakana like this, tension, is because it comes from English word. That's it. I hope you enjoy this video. Thanks for watching.